everyone. Hello, welcome to United Kopitiam, and we are going to preview Game Week 6. Game Week 6 with one very big match actually, Chelsea versus Liverpool.
Liverpool!
Yeah, yeah, it's time for Liverpool to drop some points.
Yeah.
Perfect win for Liverpool at the moment. And let's go through the fixtures. We have Leicester versus Tottenham. We have Man City versus Watford. West Ham versus Man United. Of course, this is the big game that we always talk about. Man United is always a big game. Arsenal versus Aston Villa and Chelsea versus Liverpool.
Liverpool.
So yeah, I think before we jump into previewing the matches for the weekend, let's talk a bit about Champions League and Europa League. So for
Mhm.
Champions League, I mean, we on the first day of Champions League, we see two very poor start from the English team.
Yeah, the
Chelsea
two
losing 1
finalists.
0 1-0. I
Yep.
think Chelsea lose 1-0 and Stamford Bridge to Valencia. And of course, the biggest one would be Napoli to Liverpool 1. Now, how does Napoli set up a template? Did Napoli set up a template to beat Liverpool? What do you think, Mr. Nesagat?
Okay, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not really concerned at the moment
But it's
because
fine.
And why
the,
is that,
first, the
Nisa?
first goal was a penalty, which was something that was there could be deep tightness from Robo because she's been playing week in week out. So you can
Mm.
see that he's a bit lazy and he's a bit late to tackle. And the second goal, yeah, that's a defensive blunder, and it's not going to happen all the time.
From the best defender in the world.
Yeah,
It
it's due
happens,
to
it
happen,
happens.
right?
Yeah, it's due to
It
happens,
happens,
like, about 40 games on time. Yeah, that's about
you
it.
know.
Yeah.
And
But yeah.
and this is like the first time I'm not going to blame it on Adrian, for example. You know, every
Uh,
single goal that has been plundered in EPL, it comes from a goalkeeping error in that sense. But these two goals that came in, it has to do something with the defenders and both because of Robo as well from the left back. And to think of that, we don't have any cover for left back apart from James Milner.
Mm-hmm,
You know
Who can
that's a
play
bit
everywhere.
worrying as well. Yeah, we have teenagers like Kijana Hoover who could come in, but he's a bit too young when
Yeah.
we talk about Champions League and all this stuff.
Yeah. So I think like Man City, when we see Man City's Laporte being injured, straight away the team is being questioned, and Norwich 3, Man City 2,
Yeah,
Pukki Party
and
happened.
John Stones is injured as well now.
Yeah. So I think it's the
mhm.
same case as Liverpool, being the team is quite thin. So if any of the defender, like your left wing or if your left back and the right back got injured, if Arnold or Robertson got injured, it's going to be the question mark on the defense. And I think where Liverpool is really well stocked is right in the center of the midfield. But then again, you don't have a very creative midfield, and your creative midfield is actually Roberto Firmino who's playing up front. If Salah and Mane, any of them injured for a certain length of time, I see Liverpool really going to be We're really going to start to struggle because now they look like a perfect team. But versus Napoli,
They're not going to ship a lot of goals, but they'll be having problems in front of goals, you know, on who's going to score. But then again, against Barcelona last year during Champions League, both Mane and Salah were not playing when they scored the four goals.
mm,
So someone eventually steps up. You have like people like
it's
Wijnaldum,
Origi, right?
already injured as well now.
Aha, okay.
We have people like
So
Wijnaldum and Shaqiri who could, come in and make a shift.
yeah,
Mhm.
I think Shaqiri is really a good buy, but there are noises that he's not quite happy at Liverpool, playing second fiddle to Mane and Salah. I mean, what do you expect? It's Mane and Salah. He's always going to play second fiddle to
Yeah.
Mane and
Yeah,
Salah.
yeah. Two of the
Yeah, so
best
I think
attacking
stays or he
midfielders.
goes, but now he's currently still in the team, and we shall see whether they can pick themselves up right after Napoli. But I can say I think at least Napoli created a certain template on how to beat Liverpool, and they actually snuffed them up with a very good defensive performance
Yeah,
by
they
Koulibaly.
have they have the right personnel in that sense.
Mm,
They're building their team as well, and it's Carlo Ancelotti is one of the
yeah,
Champions League. Right?
yeah, and I think AC actually is a very good team with Irving Lozano actually leading the front line also, and yeah, I think
Nice team there as
like
well.
you say, like I think a lot of people say you lost to Napoli last year 1-0. You won the Champions League. You lost 2-0. All right. So it'll be an interesting run towards the Premier League title, Liverpool versus Man City. Two teams that are thin on the substitution, and we shall see who will be able to survive the onslaught of Premier Leagues and Champions League. So, let's go to Chelsea versus Liverpool first. Let's talk about. Oh wait, let's talk about another poor start is Tottenham.
Yeah,
They
poor
were
start.
leading 2-0,
Yep.
and then they considered 2 goals against Olympiacos, of course, at Olympiacos. Now, question mark. Because a lot of people say Pochettino for Manchester United, over Ole. I would say like, so what's the difference? Because Woodward's still on there. Pochettino's not gonna get players, and we can see without in Tottenham, he is a bottler. Do you agree that Pochettino is a bottler and he keeps bottling games and he hasn't won anything at Tottenham? So would you want Pochettino at Manchester United? Me.
Oh, like I said last week, I think currently we have a stable manager who has a solid ground to start with. This season, he has signed 3 years contract, and I think we should we call that really stick with him. Considering we are when I think last season we did mention a lot of names and Pochettino was included. So for me, now is not the time to mention any names. What we can
Exactly.
do is that
Exactly.
when you look at what is happening at Tottenham at the moment, they are we call that they are struggling to find form when the going gets tough. In a sense, like they are facing uh, difficult teams early in the season. Okay, early in the season, and at the same time, it's about managing plenty of games in one season, the cup games, and especially the Champions League. When we see other teams struggling in big games, for example, like Wolverhampton, they lost to Braga this morning, and then
Mhm.
uh, last week also in the league game they lost as well. So you can see plenty of teams they are struggling when they face hectic games early in the season. So for me, I think as the season goes along, maybe in November or December, then we can only see the true style or the true setup of each team. Facing this kind of tough games. So
Yeah.
for me, nope. Definitely no man. Now
No
is not
mention
the
of
time
any
to
other.
mention. Yeah,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
any other names
All right.
other than Ole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's read.
But let's talk about Astana. Man United versus Astana at Old Trafford, 1-0.
And
Greenwood scoring the goals. What do you think of the game?
number one, it was Ole actually set up the tone. Ole actually set up the tone by announcing that he's going to play youth. He's going to stack up the whole team with youth, starting with Greenwood, Angel Gomez, and then starting Axel Tuanzibi at the back, and then giving Tahith Chong and Odo Fred starting as well. So the front attacking average was like 20, 21 years old, man. And then you can see there's in the first 20 minutes the desire, the play, the youth, the sense of when you put in youth, you have the sense of energy, enthusiasm, the urge to really win whatever it is, whatever games that they are playing. Only hampered by the what call that by the excellence of Astana's keeper. In the first half alone, you know what? In the first half alone, Rashford got point blank try and saved by Astana's keeper twice, and then Fred hit the woodwork once. Only for Mason Greenwood, it was a great goal for me. It was a great
But
goal.
I think it is time to question Rashford's ability to finish. I mean,
Um,
yeah,
for me, yeah, because he was the only one. I think he was the only one other than Matic who survived from the league
survive.
from the league game. Yeah, yeah. During the
You don't get,
weekend,
yeah.
he played the whole match. So uh, it's not about him being young and still got a lot of energy. It's about the pressure being put on him early on this season, being the
Yeah.
main striker. So for me, I'm not going to question his ability to finish, but it's about managing the load, not just mentally but also physically. Because he's the main man now. Currently, Martial
Yeah.
is still off injured, so
No,
he's
I
the
think
main
I
man
think
now.
I think Rashford. Yeah, yeah, he is like if you say Martial is injured, I think Rashford is the main man. But I don't want him to be on a. I mean, it's quite clear that he's not a number nine. That he's much better on the wing. He can create on the wing, and he will. He is a scorer of great goals,
Yep.
but it's not a great goal scorer. This is what Paul scores.
Yeah, but I
He
think that
scores
that
good goal.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I think
And I think yesterday was just a show that how his ability to finish is way below Marcus Rashford. Sorry, way below Mason Greenwood. And I think
yep,
Ole been always talking about Mason Greenwood's ability to finish, and we can see once again how he
yes,
keep his shot low, right underneath,
correct.
right between the keeper's leg
It was a
on the
great
right
goal,
side.
man.
That was a
His
great goal
movement,
from Mason Greenwood,
yep,
and he definitely get a very high rating, probably an 8, probably a 9 in this game.
yep.
When it comes to Marcus Rashford, he is wanting. I think he's about 5, and he's more of a winger than a striker. So I mean, he's being put into this role is because we don't have Martial, and that's why we have to depend on him. And he has to play this game because who else can come in? Daniel James is also injured,
Correct, correct.
and you already Khalif Chong, Andrew Gomez. I think this game 1-0. It's an okay game. It's youth, and we cannot depend on youth so much. They are going to be inconsistent. Gomez, I think, did pretty well. Chong is left wanting in the whole game. His process never. He tried hard, but he never. The
I
final
think
ball again. The final
the
ball is
ones
not
who
there.
had a solid game, the solid game was by Greenwood, Tuan Zipi, and also Gomez. Tahit Shaw was below par,
Fred,
and
Fred.
also
We have to talk
Rashford.
about Fred.
Fred, okay, now the thing is, you can see Fred excellence in terms of if you give him the chance to play, he will definitely perform. But in terms of consistency, we need him to improve compared to last season
Yeah, I
because
think
last season
definitely.
when we played in Europe, and then when we asked him to do the same in the league, he went below par. So it is something that we need to ask, like, if Fred can really bring up his game week in week out, then only we can say when we can truly say that our investment paid off.
Yeah,
But
but the thing
he has
is,
his excellence.
if you don't play him, then how is going to play him into? So we don't have the players. We don't have the players, and Matic is horrible. Matic was horrible against Leicester. I mean, horrible as in he did nothing. He just sat back and do nothing. So he doesn't move. He's just like a statue, trying to. He's like a Snorlax right in front of
Yes.
the defense. You know, people cannot. And then you can find space around Snorlax and still go through. So I think at the end of the day, we lost Nessa. So at the end of the day, I think it's important. It's important to actually play Fred and McTominay in versus West Ham, and I
Mm.
think I want Gomez to come in, but I think Mata is going to come in more. There's more chances
Yep.
Mata
Mata,
coming
yep,
in.
yep, yep.
Um, that's Daniel James probably is going to come back. Hopefully Martial can come back, and we can
Is Daniel
finally.
James injured?
He has a knock from Leicester, and that's
Oh,
why he's
okay.
not being picked for this game. He wasn't even training also, so that's why I think at the end of the day, I want to see Pogba being pushed in front with Fred and
Mm.
Matic sitting. Fred and McTominay sitting right behind him, and that is where Pogba will finally flourish. And I really want to see that. I really want to see that. And I think
Yep.
that's the only way because with Manchester United, we don't have a lot of options at the moment, and
Mhm.
that seems to be one of the possible ways we can actually deal with the lack of creativity. Probably Pogba right in front, along with Martial, Rashford, and
Yep.
James.
Another
Mason
positive
Greenwood
is
coming in
Yeah,
and
another
something.
positive is that watching Diogo Dalot playing, but he did have a below par performance. For me, I think maybe because of the
Lack
rustiness
of
of not
game
playing.
time. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Even
lack of
Phil
game time,
Jones was
not
bad.
playing regularly. Yeah, but it is good to see. It is good to watch him play. Diogo Dalot. He all the time. Whenever he's in the team, he will bring that. He will bring that. Call that energy. Because he loved those bylines. He loved those bylines. He can really go up and down and give some pressure towards the defenders whenever he is required to do so. So yeah, yeah, like you said, agree.
So the lot ahead of Ashley Young
So suppose
for West
yeah,
Ham.
definitely supposedly. Yeah. For me, yeah, definitely. I want to see a lot more other than Ashley Young, but as we know, like Ole said, we really want to get the best out of Ashley Young's final year contract. So we still have, I think the lot signed a 3-year contract, right? Renewed his contract, I think last season. So we
Uh,
are going to see him. Maybe you just give some way to Ashley Young just to run out his
look,
contract for the
look,
season. Yeah,
to be fair to Ashley Young, he did well against Leicester. So
yeah,
he might start.
sure.
He might start against Leicester, and the lot to come on to sub
Could be, yeah, maybe,
Ashley Young.
yeah.
So
He'll be
it
on the
just
bench,
depends. It just
definitely.
depends on how well he's gonna deal with the
Mm.
attacking wingers in the West Ham team. So yeah, we wish for Manchester United win. I mean, West Ham is a very attacking team. They do play on the attack, and we only struggle with teams who sit back like Astana. We struggle to break them
Yes.
down. Creativity is
Astana was
lacking.
very compact. Yeah, they were very
Yeah, yeah.
disciplined. Same
Uh,
akin. Actually, the game was akin to Leicester. No, sorry, not Leicester. Was it Wolf? Yes, Wolf. Yeah, the way that Astana played, it has a similar setup like Wolves. You know, they defended. They defended very deep. They have a very disciplined lineup, and they attack us very. I was surprised on how fast Astana players are, man, compared to Man United players. The way that whenever they
they're
got the
just up
ball,
for
they
it.
try to
They're
push.
just up
Yeah,
for it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But the thing is, with the two chances they have, they actually broke our line. But the thing is, you say they're fast. Actually, when they broke our line, they really do not know what to do. They really did not know what to do, and the player actually came back and defended well against their chances. So, Mrs. Sana, we should be winning 4-5-0, but we won 1-0. But it is all youth, and I actually want to salute Ole
It's good
Gunnar
to,
for
yeah,
actually
it's good to win. Yeah,
walking the talk, because he has been talking a lot about the youth. He has been talking up Mason Greenwood, and as you can see, Mr. Greenwood saved the game. So at the end
yep,
of the day, it is a good game. I would say this is the quality time that you can give to the youth. If it's against Astana, you cannot put in the youth. Then when else can
yep.
you put in the youth?
When else
And
can you put?
it's definitely refreshing to see it that way. And for West
Yeah,
Ham, we want to see more of Mason Greenwood, and hopefully Marshall is back, Pogba is
yeah,
back, Maguire, Lindelof, very solid, and Wan Bissaka solid, no problem.
yeah.
Ashley Young, Luke Shaw is our permanent.
Left
Luke
back.
Shaw is our battery died for Nessa. Luke Shaw is our permanent fixture. So sorry, permanent injuries. It's gonna be until I think next month before we can see him come back. So yeah, I think it's pretty standard. It's pretty standard,
Oh, okay. Just
straightforward game.
one quick fact actually about Mason Greenwood. I
Mm.
think any managers who knows this fact will really love to have him in his team. You know what? For the under 18, he scored 42 goals out of 45 games, man. That's like a lot for a 17-year-old, man. So
Yeah, 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 yeah.
if I'm the manager, definitely I want him on my team.
Yeah, yeah. So it's definitely,
Battery is
definitely, I
running
hope you
out
play a
due
bigger
to
part.
I think my power bank's not supporting it.
All
Okay.
right, all right. So are you gonna
Wait,
die
wait,
anytime?
Huh?
I
Are
mean,
you
your
gonna
phone. I mean, your phone. All right, never mind. You'll
Okay.
join us when
Right.
anyway,
Okay.
let's talk about Leicester Tottenham, because Tottenham again draw with Olympiacos. They were
Yep.
excellent. They were excellent 4-0 winners last
Yep.
week. So, but Leicester is a good team. Leicester is going to win the Everton Cup this season. If not, they're going to
Very
join the top
organized. Yep.
six. But yeah, they're a very good team. And I mean, everyone is saying Soyuncu is going to be a good defender, and he screwed up against. He's the one that gave the penalty. So, but Soyuncu and Johnny Evans has been quite solid. I mean, Johnny Evans, we all know about Johnny Evans, how good he can be. Um, so how will Leicester fare against Tottenham? Will they give them a run for their money?
Okay. Actually, the main I think I remember you saying admiring Leicester's midfield. Whenever you look at Leicester, the secret to Leicester's success is actually the midfield part. Whenever NDD is playing, when you look at NDD playing, uh, NDD boss the midfield, like Kante used to do, man. So that means he makes the defender look solid. But the thing is, it is actually him who is the best
So not
player.
Soyuncu.
Yeah, not Soyuncu. He was there. He was there to keep on the pressure and to relieve the pressure of the two central defenders. So he was there. So how does Leicester fare against Tottenham? Are they playing home or playing away?
Home, Leicester home.
Okay, they're playing home. Definitely, they're going to give Spurs the run for their money.
And what
I can,
I gotta tell you what's gonna happen. Tottenham gonna score
yeah,
2 goals, and they're gonna let in 2 goals, and then they're gonna bottle it. Oh, okay. This is what's
yeah,
gonna happen for
yeah.
Tottenham,
But
and it has
definitely,
happened
they're
so
going
many
to.
times.
Leicester is going to give Spurs their run for their money. They're very solid at home. Tillemans is very confident at home. I can see at the same time also James Madison. These two attacking duo can cause serious problems in terms of menacing Spurs defense. You know, Toby Alderweireld has been shaky in terms in the defense.
I'm
Same
happy
goes
we didn't get
to
him.
yeah, definitely. Same goes to their midfield part. Uh, Dombele is still, I don't know whether he's still injured or not, but you can see him struggling after the injury. Now they are really relying on Song Min Hoon and also Eric Lamela's resurgence. Other than that, it'll be troubling for Spurs. Definitely, I'm predicting a draw, like you say. I'm predicting a
Mm,
draw,
mm, mm, mm.
but not the Spurs win definitely because they're playing Leicester at home.
Yeah,
So
because
yeah,
yeah. That's why I say Leicester is very good. The midfield actually I'm gonna say so I want Leicester to be our feeder team the way Southampton to Liverpool. So because I want Ndidi, I want Ben Chilwell, I want James Madison, and these three players, even Yuli Tillman, these four players are going to be very very good for Manchester United. It's exactly the player that we need. Luke Shaw out, we have Ben Chilwell coming in, Ndidi over Matic, and even sometimes even McTominay. The creativity in James Madison, a constant menace to the defense.
correct.
So they will give Tottenham a run of money. I can see a draw out of this because again, Pochettino is going to bottle it. Bottle Tino. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I dropped my phone. Next one is Man City versus Watford. Watford
Come
drew with Arsenal.
on.
That game against Arsenal I was watching, and the thing is with Arsenal versus Watford, Watford were the better side. I think Watford were actually attacking much more than Arsenal did, and but do I see Watford being able to take something from Man City? I think not. I think this is Man City at home. Number one,
Okay.
they might have lost Laporte, but I don't see their attacking have their defense have any problem with Watford, and I think Man City winning 3-0 against Shakhtar Donetsk, if I'm not mistaken, during Champions League, so that
Yep.
they can defend well, and against Watford, who has such a high spirited draw against Arsenal. I don't think they can repeat the same tempo, the same pace, the same determination to do something because they have lost all their games except for Arsenal. So Man City to win against Watford. Any other thing you want to talk about Man City?
Okay. The thing is with Man City against Watford, the way that Man City is going to so-called win it for me to win it is because they have a very excellent attacking players, not because of their defensive part lah.
They've always
Um,
been like that.
yeah. The thing is, Pep mentioned after the Shakhtar Donetsk game, he did mention about not able to really have a great backup when they lost John Stones and also Laporte. He said that we have a combined age of 65 in the form of Otamendi being 31 and Fernandinho being 34, and both of them cannot play every game. So the closest backup that they have is an 18-year-old. I can't remember his name.
Mhm.
So the thing is, if you look at the way that Pep mentioned about the age, you know, it's not a morale boosting kind of thing ahead of the Watford game. Watford coming in drawing with Arsenal 2-2, you know, they actually trailed the game 2-0, you know, and then they climb back and drew 2-2. Watford under now they are back under Kike Sanchez
Kiki such
Flores. Yes, Kike
difficult name
Sanchez
to say.
Flores. They are very physical in terms of their attackers. They are very physical. So I don't know how they are able to cope with the physicality of the Watford attackers. So what I can see is that for me, this is a very bold prediction. I don't know whether everybody else will agree with me. Man City will drop points against Watford. This when is the game? Is it Saturday or Sunday?
I have no idea.
Okay, it doesn't matter. But
Doesn't
I
matter.
can see Man City dropping points. That's my prediction. I can see dropping point because of number one, the morale boosting draw Watford had with
Manager
Arsenal.
bounce.
Yes, correct. And number two, the physicality of Watford attackers, they're causing problem to the aging defenders that Pep mentioned in his press conference. So I'm predicting a drop points for Man City. Norwich did it last week, but so I can see
Pookie was
another.
perfect.
Yeah, he was perfect.
It
It was a
was.
perfect
He
Pookie, man.
put on a great
Okay,
show.
yeah, yeah.
Put
So
on an amazing
that's what I'm
show.
thinking. Yep. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Pookie put on a scintillating show against Man City, against Man City. All right,
Man City. Yep.
all right. So yeah, Man City to drop point. Bow shout, and we talked about West Ham versus Manchester United, and let's
Okay.
talk about Arsenal who drew with Watford, and this is a very good Aston Villa side, but you have Jack Grealish and McGinn running the show in the center of midfield. Like I always talk about midfield being the part of the football that we're gonna win you games or but it's the battle is win in the
Mhm.
midfield, no win or loss in the midfield. So will John McGinn and Jack Grealish be able to dent Arsenal hope of going into the top four? Because Arsenal has been doing quite well actually, to be on the
Okay.
same point. Yeah,
For me, looking at Aston Villa's game against Burnley, you can see
yeah,
the midfield duo bossing, really enterprising for me. Both of them are really enterprising, but not having, but not having and lacking the final ball.
yeah,
What
yeah,
we what we really want to see in terms of the Aston Villa team is they converted their chances. So they are still what call that, they are still harnessing the trade in the Premiership, both of them. Uh, uh, last season when they were in the Championship, they were solid in defense because of Axel Tuanzebe. Now they have lost Axel Tuanzebe. Um, I don't think Arsenal will drop points against Aston Villa, but they are going to put up some challenge. But I can see Arsenal winning this week's game. So that's I'm
yeah.
predicting.
Another player in Western Villa that I would like to see in Manchester United is John McGinn. He's been really well. He's been running the show at Aston Villa, but how much can one person run a whole team? Against Jack Grealish, two of them. But other than that, they don't really have a good players. They actually host. They actually change a lot. They actually bought a lot of players, but
Yep.
Aston Villa doesn't have the player. They loaned all their players, and now all their players went back. And so they just confirmed some loan. They just turned some loan into permanent deals, and they lost Exo and CB. So, like you say, I see us Aston Villa being the whipping boys of the Premier League, and I see they might be struggling with relegation. One of the team that might
Yep.
go down.
Might go
Um,
down. Yeah.
yeah, Norwich is a really, really good team with Pookie leading the line. So there's one really X factor that the Norwich have that might keep them up in the Premier League this season. So that's the difference between Norwich and Aston Villa coming up to the Premier League.
Yeah.
So yeah, Arsenal to win against Aston Villa. Some more Arsenal is at home. I want to say
Yeah.
Highbury. I forget about Emirates. So
What
Unai Emery, I think
long
Unai
time
Emery
ago?
is a very, very good manager. It's a perfect fit for Arsenal. Just that again, like Manchester United, with Ole Gunnar, Unai Emery has to be given time. He's trying to weed out. He's trying to get rid of Ozil, which on a ridiculous fee. We got it with Sanchez, so they have a big problem to deal with. I don't think
How they wish
Unai
they
Emery
got
wants.
Woodward to get
Yeah,
rid of
yeah, yeah.
Ozil.
Well, all I wanted our players out. Woodward just make it happen, and
Yeah.
it's kudos to Woodward. But we don't have Bruno Fernandes, so I'm still going to insult Woodward. Yeah. So the last big game, Chelsea versus Liverpool.
That
Liverpool
was
on
this up.
perfect point. Liverpool on perfect point, but
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea lost Mason Mount 70 minutes into the Champions League, so they don't have Mason Mount, but they do have Ross
Really?
Barkley. Yeah, they don't have, and they are awaiting.
I just subbed Mason Mount into my fantasy team. Come on, Mason Mount. Shit.
He's definitely out for this week. He's definitely out for this week, Mason Mount.
Okay, I
But
need to stop it.
we might see the return of Kante. I can tell you, if Kante return, Liverpool is going to have a difficult time breaking down Chelsea. I think that's one X factor that that Chelsea is missing. Jorginho and Kovacic is doing a decent job, but there are two people doing the job of one person, Kante. So N'Golo Kante, if he comes back, then the games will change on the side. And but how do you see? Do you see Liverpool ending their perfect run in this game
Okay, they're going to play Chelsea at
at
home, right?
Stamford Bridge? Yes.
Yes, they're going to play Chelsea at home. Number one, they lost to Napoli midweek. It's not a morale boosting kind of way kind of loss. With the defensive end being the culprit of the loss, that's not good at all. Um, Number two, Chelsea being very good at home currently. After five games, they've been very good at home. And then like we discussed last week, Chelsea hasn't been put any pressure at all, man. In terms of like managers, they know that they have this transfer ban and they are rebuilding side and so on. So all of the players they don't have as much pressure as the Liverpool side to really win every game, let alone to really win the championship. So for me, I do agree with you. I think Liverpool is going to drop points in Stamford Bridge this weekend.
Yeah, and I hope
But
N'Golo Kante come back and put a dent in Liverpool's
yeah,
title hope.
yeah, yeah,
Because like I
yeah,
said, I rather see Man City win 3 times than Liverpool winning it for the first time in 30 years.
yeah. They can win all the Champions League that they won, eh?
Yeah, but not the Premier League, man. Not the
But
Premier
not the
League.
Premier
We're
League.
gonna
Yeah.
get bantered for years and years and years. So, because there's just so many Liverpool
It doesn't
supporters.
matter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So yeah, youth to start. So let's talk about David Lewis versus Liverpool. Like if Liverpool's ever going to win, they got to attack David Lewis and they're going to get a
Yeah.
penalty because David Lewis actually he has only gotten three. He has only given away I think 3 penalties in his whole lifetime.
David Luiz is
Uh,
in Arsenal, man.
yeah. Arsenal, sorry, Arsenal versus Aston Villa. Oh, yeah. I forgot about him. Yes. So Aston Villa might win because of David Lewis.
They have the
Right?
chance because of David
Yeah, I mean,
Luiz.
I will talk about him because David Lewis has given away about only 3 penalties in his
Penalties.
lifetime, and
So far. Yeah,
but now this season he has already given 2 in
mm-hmm.
4 games, in 5 games.
Mm.
So I think David Lewis will be. I think Chelsea is right to sell him, even at 8 million because he is getting older, and as you are getting older, you get slower, and you get slower, you start going to clumsy tackle, which David Lewis is known for. Even though he doesn't give penalty aways, but he does rush into player, and he's actually a defensive midfield more than a centre back actually. But for some reason, he's been playing centre back. So, David Lewis, will you as Unai Emery, will you start against Arsenal,
You know
against
what the
Aston
thing is?
Villa?
The bad thing about David Luiz is he was on Unai Emery's wish list. You know that's not good at all. So the reason
Really?
why he start. Yes, he
I
was.
think
He
only
was.
because he doesn't have the player. I doesn't have
No,
the
no,
money.
no, 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 no. Because he was on Unai Emery's. Remember he was in PSG.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
PSG
yeah,
when Unai Emery was a
yeah,
coach.
yeah, yeah,
Remember?
yeah. Oh my God.
So
Yeah.
So you see the connection there, but everyone
Okay,
forgot. You know
it's
what?
not gonna
Everyone
happen.
forgot about David Luiz
Age.
was part of the Brazil team. They were thrashed by Germany 7-1. They lost
uh,
Thiago Silva in that semi-final. They lost Thiago Silva and David Luiz came in. So you can see if you put David Luiz without a better partner, he would definitely cause a lot of we call that a lot of recklessness, a lot of lapses in concentration, man. Because he's that type of defender. So if you don't have another solid defender next to him, you,
and
you,
Mustafi is
you
not the answer.
yes, definitely Mustafi is not the answer.
It's
Definitely
both their
you will
mistakes that
drop
leads to
points.
goal.
Yeah, definitely you drop points. So he was
Why?
partnering with
Arsenal drop
Dante.
point against Aston Villa.
Yeah, he was partnering Dante. So you can see he played at PSG under Unai Emery. So that's the reason why Unai Emery really want him to be in Arsenal. But as you
But
can see,
age,
I don't know
people get
whether
old.
he
He
but
has
I don't
been in
know
Chelsea
whether
for like 3, 4 years already.
yeah. I think he was thinking about like, okay, David Luiz played under me. He knows the tactics and stuff, so he'll be a good fit into my system and so on. But currently, yeah, he just got old. So yeah,
Yeah,
there's
I
a
think
bit.
Arsenal defense is going to be in question mark if Aston Villa is going to get any points. They have to start attacking David Lewis. They have to start attacking David Lewis, and yeah. So I don't think I think Imran Emery will start with David Lewis, but because he doesn't have the choice, that's all. He doesn't have a choice. So the top team, the big six, is going to drop point. We are looking at Tottenham,
Tottenham,
Man City against Watford.
Man City,
We're taking
and
Arsenal will
Liverpool.
drop point and Liverpool will drop point. So Liverpool drop point means Chelsea drop point draw. So only Man United to win against West Ham.
Nah,
A
nah,
perfect
for me,
scenario.
I'm predicting like Man City, Liverpool, and Tottenham dropping points, but not
Mm,
Arsenal. Arsenal, I'm predicting a win.
okay.
If though
Okay.
it will be a tough win for them, but definitely a win lah. As so, Man United is going to play away, right?
Yeah, West Ham is really good actually. West Ham is on the same point as Manchester United, 8 points. With I think Leicester, Chelsea, and Arsenal.
They
I think
are,
there
they
was
are,
six
they
on
are.
eight
The
points.
players are adapting to Pellegrini's system
Mm, mm,
better
mm.
compared to last season because
And
he came in.
Sebastian
I think
Haller is a great striker. He has scored a lot of goals. I think about 4 or 5 goals for West Ham in 5 games, and he's definitely will be a challenge for Harry Maguire to keep quiet. I mean, Harry Maguire kept Wadi quiet, so I think I have faith in the defense. It's only the midfield where it's won and lost. So if we put McTominay, Fred, and Pogba, I see these three being our better midfields, and
midfield.
then we can run ragged against West Ham. And West Ham is a more attacking team, and we do well against
Yeah, we do
attacking
need
teams.
pace. We do need pace in terms of in the midfield section, or else will be run over by the setup. If you look at West Ham's setup, they have 5 midfielders, man. They
Mm,
normally, yeah.
mm, mm. Is it
Pellegrini loves his midfielders, so they normally he'll put like a minimum of 5 in his setup, like
and we
5.
have Sebastian Haller to be the target man.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So
So do you predict we're gonna get a penalty against West Ham?
uh, I don't know, man. Let me see. Let
Penalties,
me
10
see.
given in Premier League, 4 penalties were Manchester United, given to Manchester
So
United.
okay, the lineup will be okay. Let's talk about the lineup. Then only I can talk about like the predicted score.
Mm.
Lineup will be like the return of all everybody like Wan Bissaka,
Harry
Maguire,
Maguire, Lindelof,
Eric
Young,
Lindelof, and then Ashley Young, and then also Pogba. I
if
can
he
see
fit.
because
I
Fred
think he's
played the
fit.
whole game. Fred
Fred should
played the
play.
whole game,
We should
so
play
Fashion
Fred
League,
in school.
yeah.
Matic played the
Pogba,
game, but
McTominay playing. Daniel James, Rashford. I'm not sure, but he definitely start the game.
he will play. He
Greenwood.
always plays. And
Yeah.
hopefully, if Martial is not fit, then hopefully Greenwood's come in, and hopefully James
Yes.
is getting better. So if
So
all this player plays, I think we will win against West Ham. We have the quality, and Fred, McTominay, and Pogba is our stronger midfield, and we should go with them. Mata coming in as sub. I mean, you cannot put in the players that you have to sub out at 60 minutes, and that's what Mata is. And Mata should not be close to the Premier League 3-1, really.
predicting a three
Yeah,
one win
let's
for
go
Man
for it.
United.
Let's go for a 3-1. This is and like I said, we do play well against the attacking team. West Ham
Yep.
wants to attack, and I see a win for Manchester United while we see other teams dropping points.
Yeah.
Yes, and with this, we shall end this session of United Kopitiam. If you do follow our discussion, I mean, if you like what we are discussing here, if you want to join in discussion, do share, like, and subscribe to our little channel. Help our little channel to grow. To be honest, this is a Malaysian Manchester United
And
supporter
yep.
channel. That's why I have to be honest. I miss Astana because I fell asleep at 2 o'clock. That's what being a Manchester United supporter in Malaysia mean. That means your weekend games, your weekdays games are
will be at 2
horrible,
or 3 o'clock in the morning,
which
man.
is very, very difficult. But let's give us a like for trying to stay awake for games. See you. Bye.
Bye.